Hi everyone, I'm Zanotti with Relate Corporation, and today we're going to talk a little bit about learning management systems or LMSs. You probably heard the term LMS. You probably heard the term learning management system. But do you know what it really means? A lot of people don't, or they don't know really what they're used for. Here's a very quick primer on what an LMS is. An LMS is nothing more than a database that keeps track of your learner or employee's activities while taking some sort of training or course. That's it. They do a little bit more than that, but that's the main purpose of a learning management system. It manages your learning. It manages the amount of courses that you have, when people take those courses, how they take those courses, and how well they do after they've taken the course. Pretty straightforward. Some of the LMSs have a lot more features than others, but in essence, they all do the same, similar thing. They launch courses, track them, and then provide you with data that you can use a report writer to get information out of. Some of the LMSs have links to HR management systems, and that's good because then you can tie performance to training. And that's actually pretty important. Very few companies actually do that. The other thing an LMS does is allows for interoperability between your authoring tools. Let's say use Captivate, Lectora, Articulate, iSpring, ZebraZaps, whatever tool you use. If it is AICC or SCORM compliant, here's another term. AICC, Airline Industry CBT Committee. SCORM, Shareable Content Object Repository Model. Both of those standards are how we track information in our learning management system and make it easy to update that database. By having a standard, if you will, the authoring tool knows what the LMS is looking for as far as data. And this is employee data. This is student data. This is the information on who the student is, what course they're taking, how well they've done, how long they were in the course. Did they pass? Did they fail? Did they complete? Did they incomplete? Is it incomplete? All of these things are tracked by a database. You can even track at the transaction level every little transaction that's in a training course. So LMSs can do quite a bit. The nice thing about that is, let's say you're using Adobe Captivate and you're on one specific LMS. But then for some odd reason, your company gets rid of that and goes to a different LMS. For the most part, you won't have to do anything new to your Captivate pieces to make it run on the new LMS, theoretically. The reality is sometimes LMSs are a little different. They all adhere to the standard, but they don't adhere to the standard usually 100% of the way. But the changes are minor, and usually it's pretty easy to fix what differences there are. Ideally, in the real world, it should be exactly the same, but in the real world, things aren't always exactly the same. So anyway, the LMS is a great tool for maintaining interoperability between content and learning management system. They use the standards of AICC and SCORM, and they manage the information coming from the course into the learning management system. Fairly straightforward. I hope that gives you kind of a quick introduction as to what a learning management system is and two of the standards that are used heavily out there. Next time I'll have some diagrams for you, and we'll talk a little bit more about learning management systems, interoperability, tracking, and what the end result is of this whole thing. We'll talk to you next time. Again, for Relate Corporation, I'm Rick Zanotti. Have a good one.